Two people have come forward and are accusing a former summer camp counselor of sexually abusing them back in the 1960s and 70s.
One of the complainants claims Bill McCook abused a young boy at Camp Kieve, which is also named as a defendant in that case. Another civil action alleges McCook molested a boy on an overnight camping trip not connected to that camp. That alleged victim wants justice under a state law that removed a time limit for civil claim. He spoke with News Center Maine's Vivian Lee.
Fighting back tears, the alleged victim, now in his late 50s, had carried a painful secret until now.
I wanted him to know that I didn't forget, that I remembered, and that he traumatized me and he hurt me.
News Center Maine is not naming the man who spoke with us by phone. According to this lawsuit, the plaintiff claims he was sexually abused multiple times by Bill McCook. The incident allegedly happened in the mid-1970s during an overnight camping trip to an island in Muscogum's Bay, overseen by McCook, a well-known camp counselor. The man was only 9 or 10 at the time. Painful memories were triggered when the alleged victim saw McCook at his local grocery store decades later.
Part of me wanted to confront him right there in the store and, and just shout to everybody that would hear it, what he'd done.
He came forward after seeing media coverage of a lawsuit filed last year against McCook by another camper who claims he was molested by McCook at Camp Kieve. Legal complaints made possible under a law that did away with time limits for victims to seek justice in civil court.
Otherwise, these men would be living with this for the rest of their lives.
Tim Kenlon represents the alleged victim and Michael Innes, who also filed a lawsuit alleging McCook sexually abused him during an overnight stay at Camp Kieve for boys in the summer of 1969. The Harpswell resident was a relative of McCook who worked at the camp as a counselor. The nonprofit KWE, which runs the camp, is also named in the lawsuit.
We believe that KWE failed to take reasonable steps to prevent a known abuser to have access to children.
KWE's Board of Trustees sent out this email to its community, which outlined the findings of an independent investigation stating, quote, McCook is a serial predator who sexually abused multiple boys between the ages of 10 and 14 in the 1960s and 70s, and that there were individuals affiliated with the camp who knew McCook was a risk to children, but, quote, none took timely steps to fully sever his relationship with Kieve, according to the report. Kenlon, though, does credit KWE for taking steps to better protect the community.
And they've really taken a deep dive and looked at themselves in the past to say, yes, this was not right. We want to make this right.
That includes adopting new staff standards to address any inappropriate or harmful behavior before it crosses the line into abuse. In Nobleboro, Vivian Lee, News Center, Maine.
And whether these lawsuits move forward hinges on a ruling from the Maine Supreme Court. Justices are expected to decide any day now on the legality of the 2021 law that removed the statute of limitations for civil lawsuits alleging childhood sexual abuse.